Well, actually, it's number 4, installment number 4. To continue those 2 letters at the IAPC meeting, one was a report to Mayor and Council on the activities of the IAPC. This was requested by Mayor and Council sometime over the summer that all boards and commissions file an annual report. In fact, report in person at City Council meetings. I think that's going to begin in January. So Chairman Jeff Singleton, who is Mayor Rothschild's appointee to the commission, composed both the report and the letter. And I will say, in his defense, he stated that these were drafts in his own words, and he was frankly amenable to the changes in these letters that I'm about to mention. But I think it is noteworthy to mention them. So the first involved the letter to Chief Magnus in the Tucson Police Department. He named all of the members of the staff of the TPD who would come over the course of a year to make reports to us, and ended the letter by saying that the commission is happy with the great job that the Tucson Police Department is doing. Now, that was the first draft that was sent out to the members. The second draft is the one that was presented at the meeting, in which Mr. Singleton concluded the letter by saying that we as Tucsonans should all be pleased with the great job that the Tucson Police Department is doing. So in the first draft of the letter, I wrote back to our city contact, Bob Colsey, and told him that I was fine with that letter, except to the point where we are praising the job the Tucson Police Department is doing. And that's why we saw the amended form in which Mr. Singleton changed it to as Tucsonans, we should be glad. So I came to the meeting prepared with the letter that Tim Steller, it wasn't a letter, it was an article that he filed a few weeks ago, in which he detailed the precipitous drop in traffic enforcement that he had seen fiscal year over fiscal year. I think it was 2014 to 2015. I look at quarter to quarter, and I've reported quarter to quarter declines, or peak to most recent quarter declines in traffic enforcement. But I didn't really have to. I didn't have to bring that up. I simply reminded the commission members that the Tucson Police Department is not doing a good job on traffic enforcement, and that if he wanted to parse it out and say that Tucson Police Department is doing a great job in this and this and this and this, but not traffic enforcement, I would have been happy with it. Or he could have just strike that line that said that we as Tucsonans appreciate the great job that the Tucson Police Department is doing for us. And actually, Jeff voted for that amendment, and so did 4 other members with me. And so it was carried, and that part was stricken. The other interesting element dealing with Tucson Police Department was found in the report that Mr. Singleton had prepared as a draft for us to consider this report to Mayor and Council. And he reviewed the mission of the commission, included a statement made by Councilwoman Regina Romero, in which she advocated clear independence for the commission, and that because there was a move to actually limit our scope to examination of only those issues and departments which we are asked to do by mayor and council or the manager and his staff. And thankfully to Councilwoman Romero, that effort was stopped, and we retained our independence. So in this report to mayor and council, included in a detailed bullet-pointed list of some of the activities of the commission, Jeff Singleton, the the chairman, went back 9 years to some of the work that the commission had done, and he neglected to mention all the work that we had done last year in examining the Tucson Police Department. I think that was, an oversight that is too great to be accidental, and was actually an effort to obscure from this report once again, because I think that city staff and the commission had been obscuring from public reporting the work that we had been doing in examining the performance of the Tucson Police Department. And so I proposed that we add that the commission had examined various aspects of the performance of the Tucson Police Department in this report to mayor and council, and that was also carried. So there was two elements at that meeting that I felt good about setting the record straight, and the rest of the meat of the issue of the meeting was that when again about Assistant City Manager Garland's report on what she described as a dismantling of the current city government structure. I don't think that's a description that I would be proud of making, in a report. To their credit, she reported a very hard work that they're doing in interviewing. She and I assume Manager Ortega in interviewing employees, rank and file employees in the city about what they're doing and what their views are. I don't see how we can be cutting spending on government services, city government services, and maintaining high quality government services. That's my view on it, and this will be the last installment in this series. And thank you very much for listening and your consideration. This is Jim Hanley, who is proud to serve the city as Vice Chairman of the Independent Audit and Performance Commission. Thank you.